In today's video, we're going to discuss the cost drivers that go into folder gluer belts. And to say that there's a lot of belts on a folder gluer machine would be an understatement. When it comes to understanding these cost drivers, you need to consider two factors. The first is the purpose of the belt on the machine, and the second factor is the finish that's on the carton.
Let's start with the feeder section. This is the first section on a folder gluer machine, and a common form of belt that's used on this part of the machine is Nita's SEB series. These are a seamless belt that are made of rubber, and their main goal is to provide a high coefficient of friction and high abrasion resistance. They already cost more than a regular nylon core belt because the tight tolerance provides dimensional stability and consistency, and the lack of a splice increases the durability of the belt. Sometimes the coating on the carton requires the belts to have special attributes. When this comes to the SEB series alone, if the coating requires for the belt to have an even higher coefficient of friction than normal, you'll get an SEA GN or an SEA WN. On top of that, if you need for the belt to not soil the carton, you'll use the SEA WN because the white rubber does not soil the material. These are two great examples of features that will drive up the cost of your SEBs.
There are other features that may be required of feeder belts. First off, some belts need to be glaze resistant and have the correct anti-static properties, tracking properties, dimensional stability, abrasion resistance, and coefficient of friction when folding the material that causes glazing. This will also cause the feeder belt to be more expensive than if it was not glaze resistant. We're going to use these two Habasit belts as an example for another feature. These are both SOP 1210 feeder belts. However, this one is going to be more expensive due to the fact that it is perforated for vacuum assistance. When it comes to the delivery unit, the folding unit, and other general folder gluer applications, you're going to want a belt like Nita's XH500 series. This is a belt with a nylon core, synthetic rubber on each side, and it has a skive splice. When you're working in more extreme conditions that require higher speeds and higher loads, you're going to want a belt like Nita's XH750 series or their XH8E series, both of which are going to have a higher cost than the regular XH500 series. The 750 has a thicker nylon core, which allows it to withstand the higher speeds and the higher loads. The 8E is finger spliced instead of skive spliced, which allows it to withstand the more extreme conditions, but on smaller pulley applications. Lastly, let's talk about compression belts. These belts are generally made of one of two materials, being PVC and polyurethane. Polyurethane is going to be the more expensive of the two materials because of its abrasion resistance and its longer lifespan. You may pay more up front for this, but if you make sure that it tracks properly, you'll have it further down the road. Despite everything that was covered in this video, there's still some outside factors that determine the price of the belt. These factors are things such as selling expenses, overhead, the dimensions of the belt, and the freight. I have linked above and in the description a video where we cover our freight process and how it's kind of priced. And hopefully this clarifies why our belt is priced what it is in the quote. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.